Hightail. So I've played Hightail a lot. I'm almost done with the game. I haven't beaten the game. I'm like one amount of like ore under finishing the game. Like I've almost beaten the whole entire game. And this game's actually done very well. It's like Hightail is like an early access game, but it's still massively succeeded.
6 months ago, Hightail was dead. It had been in development for nearly a decade, building, of course, on the Hypixel Minecraft
they got
servers,
bought by,
which are wildly popular. More than 60 million people watched the
They got
reveal
bought by
trailer.
Riot.
Riot acquired it, and then things got messy. Leadership felt the weight of those 60 million viewers who were demanding a fully fledged and now expecting a Riot-quality experience.
I feel like this game had so much hype. So many people are ready for this game.
Led to them doing things like rebuilding the engine from scratch. You know, so that it could also be a mobile game and probably anywhere else that it could potentially be stuffed. Because when you're doing something for Riot, it's got to be $1 billion franchise. This was a total nightmare. It got Hightail trapped in development hell, and then when Riot's economics changed, they needed to get rid of it. No one else wanted to buy it at the time, so the project was cancelled. But it turns out people made a lot of noise.
The original guy bought it back.
Hightail is alive. And the way it went down is almost too good to be true. Fan outreach drove Hypixel leadership, Simon and Philippe, to buy the game back from Riot. It actually seems Riot were happy enough to sell it to them. They then iterated on the...
It's insane. They bought the game, it didn't turn out the way they wanted it to, and they sold it back to the guy they bought it from.
Last playable build before all the engine rewrite chaos. They made it shippable, and last week, 6 months after Riot killed it, Hightail launched into early access. Though not Steam early access, they definitely don't think it is ready to go to that stage yet.
I think that they just didn't do that because they didn't want to have negative reviews. Like, I feel like, didn't they even say that? Like, which is like, I remember whenever I heard that, I assumed this game was going to be trash. I assumed it was going to be like Duke Nukem Forever or something like that, where it gets super overhyped, but then it turns out to be shitty. But it's actually been, like, I played it, I thought it was really good.
What it means is we can finally play it, we can finally talk about it. I have played it, I'm a lifelong Minecraft player as well, so let's get into it, because Hightail
not being on Steam
isn't
is such
just
an L.
not
True.
dead. I would say Hightail is thriving, and its future has literally never looked better. With the early access actually mattering, well, is it a bit shit? Well, so far I would say, no, it is not a bit shit. I think
it's not shit, but it is an early like whenever I played Valheim, for example, Valheim did not feel like an early access game. Hightail feels like an early access game. That's a pretty big difference to me.
Hightail really does work. Now, early reviews have leapt on the Minecraft 2 framing because it's basically a sandbox crafting game with years of taste refinements baked into it. More intuitive building systems, streamlining for pain points like
just to make
punching
things
trees,
easier.
modernized movement. I mean, man, the movement does feel so good. Hell, even take a look at this tweet where basically people are just chaining stuff in a way that almost reminds me of like Mario 64 movement in the hands of someone who's amazing at the game. You know, the kind of Doom style. Is being able to exploit movement like this a bug or a feature? When you have problems
I think it's both. I think things like wave dashing, for example, in Smash Brothers Melee, like, my opinion is that if it's fun to do, keep it. If it's not fun to do, don't keep it. Whenever you have to do contrived things on a regular basis in order to play the game regularly, like bunny hopping to get around in order to make yourself move faster, I think that that's kind of a... Everybody feels like now they have to do it. And I think that whenever you have that, you know, it kind of, in a way, whenever something is so good that everybody has to take advantage of it, it actually takes options away from the player.
That in your game, I
Does that make
think
sense?
that's a really good sign. As is another thing, because while this and Minecraft share their blocky core, here's how Hightail is different.
Awesome. I
it's
hated
not
it,
really focused
personally.
on, say, the long-term automation stuff of Minecraft, like all of the redstone and that technical stuff. Instead, the sort of action RPG elements of it are way more amped up with a lot more depth and, frankly, just a lot of juice. They look and feel good.
I think that it's decent. I don't think that, like, like, for example, a lot of the NPCs in the game have very similar combat patterns, and I think that they could add in more stuff. But, like, for an early access look at the game, I think it's a great foundation. It's a tremendous foundation.
that does help it stand out. You've got more
Definitely
personalized
is.
character building, a higher fidelity art style, and basically that same expansion of things applies to weapons, magic, combat.
I never played Minecraft. I never played Minecraft.
Now, some of that is depth that you could get with Minecraft.
No, it sounds crazy, but yeah.
That just ones you install in Java or Bedrock and PC or stuff from the Minecraft marketplace. I think the difference, though, is what the base experience is. That's where it's quite different in Hytale, and in a way where I think modders...
These guys are so fucking... They do so much damage, it's insane. And they attack like once every like 0.1 seconds. I hate these guys.
Are going to be able to do some really cool things. Now, from my experience playing it, I think the first thing that really surprised me, maybe I shouldn't say surprised, I mean, even this older build wasn't out for ages, but it's just the execution of the fundamentals, right?
Yeah.
The basics of crafting, movement, even object placement just feel considered. Yeah. I mean, as an example in Minecraft, if you're trying to place objects, there are rules that'll dictate, what orientation the object is placed in. Do you know what's great about this game? You can just tap the R key, and you'll see like a little ghost version that will just show you how it will be placed.
It's gonna look, yeah.
If you tap R again, it'll rotate it again. Those sorts of things feel absolutely fantastic. And also, well, they've gone away from the block-based crafting of Minecraft. It's now done at these crafting tables in a way where it's not about arranging blocks, which, let's be real, is a lot closer to how so many Minecraft players actually craft in the game these days. It feels real.
I don't know about that.
And to me, anyway, it feels intuitive in a way that...
I think the crafting is decent, but there needs to be more variety with it. Like, it seems like a lot of the weapons and everything, like, whenever I was playing, the dual blades were just so good. As soon as I looted one off of a monster and I used it, and I knew that they were, like, the meta weapon, and I just tried it, and I was like, I actually kind of got mad, because I'm like, oh my god, now I have to use this, because every other weapon is garbage next to this.
I suggest someone
I know they're going to add in magic stuff too.
About the friction points that exist in this genre, and what that meant for me coming in fresh is that
Mace
there
is
was
way better.
just a lot of little moments of delight, be that in the progression or the basic mechanics, that I think show that even at this very early stage, it is engaging. It's actually
one of the things that's really reassuring to me is the fact that they've already done a big update. There's already been a big update where they added new content, and the game's been out for like 2 weeks. That's
engaging
nuts.
than I expected it
Holy
would
shit.
be. So I think there is something here. Now, for me, the lack of automation and redstone-related gameplay does really hurt things substantially. I think, though, the modders will be able to fix that kind of thing. I mean, man, if you had Hytale...
Core Keeper's greater than Hytale. I think Core Keeper is a more complete game, and I like Core Keeper more than I like Hytale, but I think that they're both, like, great games. Like, I think Hytale is an A-tier game. I think Core Keeper is an S-tier game.
Something like Minecraft creates,
it's my opinion.
Holy shit, that would be absolutely insane. And if me talking about automation seems like it's a bit out of left field, oh no, it's not.
I've been thinking a lot about automation.
Factorio was partially inspired
been playing infield
by automation and industry-based Minecraft mods.
Yeah.
Those very same Minecraft mods were literally the first thing I ever made a YouTube video about, long time ago. And on the topic of mods, it seems what they are doing for modding is absolutely
This is like Vampire Survivors
insane.
thing?
The modding tools appear to be quite amazing, and just to showcase a little bit of that, here's a Survivor-style game that one of their team made as a mod over the Christmas break. Is that not just, like, incredible? So at least by my estimation, things are looking real good. Though I should cover a few complaints. One of the more frequent ones is that right now it really is a sandbox. There's not as much progression to, like, structure or guide players, which I think...
One thing I would really like to see them add for the adventure mode is bosses. Add in bosses that whenever you get to that boss, it unlocks some sort of new type of crafting material that allows you to get to that next level. That's what, for example, Valheim had. And I know they are. I know, but I'm reiterating, I've heard this before, to the adventure mode, right? Is that, like, Valheim did a really great job. I think that games like this, whenever they truly thrive, is when a game asks you to get to the number 4, but they don't say you have to do it through doing 2 + 2. Whenever they say you can get to 4 by doing 3 + 1, 5 - 1, 8 divided by 2, or 4 + 0. Like however you want. Like that's the way that, for example, like Elden Ring works. That's the way Core Keeper works. That's the way that, in my opinion, I think every great, truly great game works, is that there is like, I mean, not everyone, but like a lot of the games that are like this, is that you have ultimately like tons of different options that you have in order to solve a problem, and then the player can create the solution themselves.
Makes sense. I mean, Hypixel, or to be clear, the new
That's what I loved about
Hypixel Studios
Valheim
Canada,
and Elden Ring
they've only
and
had
Dark
the
Souls
project for a few months,
and Valheim,
and I think it explains why they were so quick to get modders and creators involved, because they can, well, generate content far faster than the studio can alone, especially because they can just go in and fill all of the niches that players are kind of finding or wanting. It's one of the cool
bits. I think that's another thing too, is that like if they're able to add in content, modders are able to add in content themselves, and then the players are enjoying that content, well, now it makes it easier for the developers to know what they should focus on for base game design, because they can say, oh, okay, well, people are modding this in a lot. Maybe we should make this a base feature. It's kind of like in Halo 2, infected mode was just a voluntary thing that you would do by changing teams. And then by Halo 3, they made it into an official mode. SWAT was like that too. Like SWAT was not a mode in Halo 2. Players just simply made a mode with like different settings like that.
Of modding. And one thing that I like that bodes real well for the future is public posts from Simon that are as opinionated in current game systems as the players have been. So here's one message he sent: I need suggestions to make mining in Hytale more satisfying / fun. I'm not happy with it. Finding ores or strip mining is not good enough. So it's good to see that that's kind of their approach to development.
Add in the ability to destroy, add in like really big chunks of things to mine, and then find a way to mine out underneath them and then have it destroy the entire thing. Like whenever you mine out, like, have you guys ever done this in Valheim, where you mined out an entire copper vein and then you dig all around it and then you mine it out and then the entire thing collapses and explodes? Like a massive fucking loot box.
So, whichever state Hytale is launched in, that's obviously going to change. That could be better or for worse.
It's fun,
I probably think better, but thus far, I haven't talked about numbers. I've just talked about the feel of the game. But the neat thing is we do actually have numbers for this one. What a launch this thing has. So Hytale became the most streamed game on Twitch. There were hundreds of thousands of people. Basically, it got all the sandbox game creators just out of the woodwork to play it, obviously. Now, there were technical hitches, especially around content creation and server access, but Hypixel had spent months downplaying people's expectations, so I think people were actually
like the way he was talking about the game, I thought it wasn't even going to turn on.
For something a lot worse than what they ended up getting. And in terms of numbers, an early unverified source suggests 2.8 million players total. That's wild, and it may not be far off reality. I mean,
what did it say? 2.8 million users playing Hytale. Is that total or concurrent? Because if that's concurrent, that's disgusting. That's more than Black Myth Wukong, for comparison. That's more than Monster Hunter Wilds. What the fuck? That's more than Pow World.
Players total. That's wild, and it may not be far off reality. I mean, estimates during server tests were putting the concurrent players at over 1 million on launch day. 1 million! And that's for a game that isn't even on Steam. That's absolutely wild, though I do think it is kind of predictable based on just all of the hype that existed for the game. Sure, also seems that their pre-order trends were really, really good. In fact, good enough to solve one of the largest problems that faces early access games. And that's getting a spurt of money, but not enough to actually finish the damn game. Here's the cool thing then. Hypixel revealed that through the pre-purchases alone, that they've actually secured 2 years of development funding. And that's on top of Simon and Philippe, the Hypixel founders, personally committing to a decade of support. So that's big. That gives potential players a lot of confidence, basically, that the game wouldn't just disappear after a year.
I think that a lot of people, like, that's something that really matters a lot whenever people want to invest into a game like this, especially if it's like an open world crafting survival game, is that, like, that's going to be continually updated, that, like, they're not just going to stop making content one day. It's the reason why, for example, like, whenever New World announced that, they're not going to make any more content and New World's dying, the player base just basically went into the shitter. Like, in like 2 days, there was like 80% player base drop, and that was it. It's sad. Permanence matters. Yeah. Well, it's also permanence and then vision. Like, people can look forward to things in Hytale. I think that's a huge thing.
Pre-order numbers probably wouldn't happen without people having that confidence. But they also wouldn't happen if it wasn't for the Hypixel hype machine being so damn good. because seriously, this is one of the best bits of marketing that I've seen. When I say it's good marketing, you might be thinking about traditional marketing, but I'd say in reality, the best marketing is just a compelling story that people are interested in, a story people want to follow, because that's how humans work. And in this case, it's the most obvious Phoenix narrative, but in a way that's got credibility because it really does seem true. Of course, though, Hypixel needed to build around that, so that's why they set expectations on stability and content volume. They were still
over 100 NPCs, thousands of blocks, aren't properly configured, expect unbalanced loot, rough edge. Yeah, of course.
Still giving people something to look forward
That's what I
to,
heard.
but they were doing a real good job of hedging against the negative whilst also driving an ecosystem of sandbox creators who had literally waited a decade.
I feel like this is, like, there have been 2 times where a developer has undersold a game. The first time was Elden Ring, and I think the second time here was Hytale. Elden Ring, they said it was going to be a great game, and they were wrong. It was going to be a generational top 10 best games ever made. A little bit different.
For this game. It also helps that January is a
DLC?
quiet as hell
Yeah,
month
the DLC
for a game like
too,
this
you're
to
right.
launch. They just weren't facing much press competition. I mean, when so little's going on in the industry,
Baldur's
there's a
Gate?
pretty low bar
I haven't
of
played that one yet.
newsworthiness, so obviously this got covered absolutely everywhere. But even with that, you still need novelty and marketing saturation before people kind of make that purchase. So what they did, which was real smart, is they gave modders, server hosts, and creators early access to start building. That meant they guaranteed themselves a massive library of support before the launch even happened.
Damn.
And of course, with Hytale's modding framework, well, they had the perfect tool for that. You see, on January 8th, Hypixel gave modders the green light to start posting their work. And what followed was a huge surge of attention. There's the survivor-style game I mentioned earlier. There's also Doom being around within the game. There's a side-scroller version. There's just so much. And obviously, this all broke through in the press coverage. And
it'll probably take 6 months for something that's like really, really good to come out of Hytale for a mod. Maybe even a year. Like, just realistically.
Drove massive interest. I mean, just look at Google Trends. It shows engagement orders of magnitude beyond anything before, even when the big news story dropped that the game was first saved.
Wow.
So far, massive. So good. Obviously, this is just the start, and there's a lot of room for things to go wrong.
To be fair, I'm going to add in a little... actually, you have to Google Hytale in order to find the website, which I think is creating a larger than average amount of people that are searching for it because they can't look at it and search it through Steam. So basically, the only way that you can look for the game is by looking at it through Google.
There's always a honeymoon period.
It's kind of like
you get
RuneScape,
to play
for
a
example.
game you thought would be dead. And that honeymoon period does end up ending. Maybe when the progression or the content just feels thin, right? That's obviously an issue. There's a lot of criticism over, say, world generation. It's also fair to say it's a game that can look quite ugly in some circumstances, even though when you look at a big impressive build or just even a lot of like the vistas in the game, it can look beautiful. It is just a little bit uneven. So there is a lot of work to do. And they're going to have to make design decisions that parts of the community, well, disagree with. There'll be bugs.
I think the way that you make design decisions that people disagree with is by you allow people to have creative ability to just change whatever they want in their server. The reason why Minecraft is so good is you can do anything that you want. Like, really, as long as you have the option to do things differently, then that's what really matters.
Delays, player expectations about how fast things like, say, the adventure mode ship, because that's not there right now. And there are things teased years ago that may not even come to pass. All those things aside,
this
motherfucker saved.
These things have so much health, it's insane. They're like twice as hard as the next hardest monster in the game. It's fucking ridiculous.
Funding is now secured for years of development without strings attached. And that may just be the biggest thing, because sometimes those strings may be getting you a lot of money.
I still haven't found one.
They also come with demands. Demands like the...
So there was one element in the game. So like basically if you're in the volcanic area, you can start mining down. And if you mine down in like the different areas, I was just doing it to see what happened. You could find like an underground cavern, the same as everything. And then if you keep mining below that, as if you're getting to like the underground volcanic area, you will open up into a gigantic underground rainforest, like fucking prehistoric area with like dinosaurs, like tribal guys, like everything. It's like one of the coolest moments in the game. Whenever I had it happen, I was playing off stream and I felt so bad that like, fuck, I wasn't able to do this on stream. It was insane. Agartha? Yeah. It was fucking nuts. Is it on Steam? No, you have to get on their website.
Sorts of ones that maybe Riot would have applied to the game back when it was supposed to become some sort of cross-platform, multi-billion franchise. Now, it can just develop at a pace that Hypixel wants to set. It's accountable only to them and their players, and you'd hope that with such
a pace they want to set, 2 updates already, it seemed pretty good.
Clear job and such a healthy war chest, they'll actually be able to do that, free from the bullshit. I mean, Simon's even said that as a priority, they want to hire way more artists. I think that'll be good news for people who think the presentation's a little bit uneven. So, it's nice to start the year celebrating about something, especially when, not long ago, it seemed no one would ever be able to play this game in any form. And while performance isn't perfect, you don't need a new 50 series card or 64 gigs of RAM to play it, which is a bloody good thing. And if you want to know why it's a good thing, well, here's a video about how right now PC building is kind of fucked, and it seems like it'll only get worse.
People are buying 2080s nowadays. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I'm very happy to see this, and I think that obviously, like, what's going to continue happening is that, you know, Hytale will continue to become popular. The more popular, like, the more stuff they add, I think it will maintain its popularity. But I think what's really going to drive the popularity more than anything else is if they take it to Steam. Whenever they feel confident enough at the game to take it to Steam, I think that's whenever it's really going to go crazy. So, yeah, Mojang's going to sue for copyright infringement bullshit? No, I mean, think about how many other games have already done something like Minecraft. Like, making things in squares it's too broad of a concept in order to copyright, so you can't do that at all. And we'll see what's going to happen. Yeah, I'm very, very happy to see this. I think it's great, and I'll probably play it again whenever new content comes out, for sure.